Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of The Outer Worlds. We're going to head to our friend over at the salvager's place. Ooh, do we bring Sam with us this time? Let's leave the Vigor behind and we'll take... No, let's leave Ellie behind and we'll take those two. And tell them that we have a key for the Stellar Landing Bay. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do while we're out is we can access Sam now. Oh, Corrosive Washer, Corrosive Blaster. And we have perks available. 3. Increase your Intimidate skill while Sam's in the party. That seems like a lot of sense. So we'll start there. There's one missing on this level. That's interesting. Less negative reputation per kill. Interesting. Let's give him extra armor though, because that is kind of vital. And more damage versus automechanicals. That'll do. Although, thinking about it, can't put... Yeah, Sam's equipment is permanently attached to his frame, cannot be removed. That's kind of what I was expecting. Ability decontaminate. Okay. Ugh. Reduces enemies' armor, stuns the enemies. Cool. And he's got some average hack, science, and intimidate skills. Let's put him close range and aggressive. Decent armor rating. Okay, let's get going. May as well reload weapons while we're passing through. Okay, I think we're all good. Open the door. We've got to get to Lilia Hagen. Here we are.
BNP, I can't believe it's not forced.
Sublight, a just about legal salvaging operation. Hi.
You weren't followed, were you? I hope not.
I mean, they've just walked into your office. I've got a nav key to Stellar Bay.
Sure is. Welcome aboard, contractor.
Great.
One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you.
Okay. I'll take the job.
Now, get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood?
Not massively practical, but sure.
You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably.
Probably.
Well, that set me at ease.
Okay. Let's get back to the ship.
Let
And
us take heed that we are not caught bending the law. I am not keen on another long-term penitentiary assignment.
assignment. Yeah. The Vic has definitely had a colourful past. So, straight to the interior of the Unreliable. Now, on our various quests, we do need to tell Phineas Wells that we've got a nav key, so we could do that. Yeah, let's stop by Phineas Wells and say we've got a nav key on the way, because we are going to advance the main plot by doing that.
Timing, Captain. I was about to watch the latest episode in Halcyon Helen's thrilling serial adventure.
Did you
Welcome
want me
back,
to watch
Captain.
it with you?
Now that you have acquired a nav key to Stellar Bay, would you like me to contact Dr. Wells?
Actually, yes. Put him on screen.
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch.
All right. Well, that sounds straightforward enough, but it sounds like you've been there.
No, never. Monarch is a hotbed of political activity. I can't imagine why Hiram set up shop there. Cuisine, perhaps?
Okay. But it sounds like fun.
I certainly wouldn't call it boring, especially if your idea of fun involves navigating a hostile biosphere populated by carnivorous monsters.
It does actually sound like fun.
You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss.
Okay, that's a good tip.
Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound.
All right. We
Best
can
of luck.
get going
Everyone
with that.
on the Hope is counting on you.
So, off to Monarch then. In terms of other potential locations, it doesn't look like we have anything that would lead us to a worthwhile place. If I bring up our quests, No Night Without Stars. Ah, this is one of the DLCs. So we could do that now, but I think we'll push on with. Let's see if we've got any lead on Weapons from the Void, potentially on the Groundbreaker. Because we did say we were going to look for the black market vendors. Take Ellie and the Vicar along. Only 130-ish meters away. That's nothing. Shotgun ready. I would love to steal those. But there's people watching. So alas, it will not be possible. At least not be practical. Always possible. Interesting. This is going to be from Gladys at the Rest and Go.
We interrupt.
I bet she's going to charge us for the information, though. But it's always worth considering.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late.
Well, actually, I wanted to ask
What do
you
you
about
want, then?
some information.
My hard-earned wisdom.
Okay. Right. You mentioned Groundbreaker's outside of the board's control.
That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss June Lay.
Okay. Back to other
Go
questions.
right ahead, sweetheart.
Why'd the board recall the Stellar Bay
Ask the
keys?
common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up.
As for you?
Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
Seems practical. Well, what do you do here?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios.
Void weapons?
I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
What about non-famous players? I earned quite a reputation as a fifth back during my penitentiary, seminary days.
Oh, Max.
You do have a favorable mop, I must say. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear?
No,
Anytime,
but it feels
sweetheart.
like we're not going to get
You know
the...
where to find me.
the information out of Gladys. We'll try one more time.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea.
Let's see what you got
I
for
found
trade.
a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
Because there could be something here. Salvage's helper. I mean, these are relatively cheap for high damage. Look at that. That seems to have like a shotgun spread. Yeah, hailstorm of corrosive bullets. Long reloads though. Data cards containing the public records of the Hephaestus mining outpost. Okay. This is what we need. At least I think this is what we need. Let's buy this. Okay, we need to review that on the ship. So, other than that, Solutions Vital is going to be on Scylla. The Space Crime Continuum is going to be at Stellar Bay. And then the Empty Man is going to be at Monarch. So, I think it is back to the ship. And we'll have a look at this terminal. It's going to be at the captain's terminal, isn't it? I do like the view from here. Okay. So, ooh, we've got a message from E. Blaine. Ah! From Esther Blaine regarding the medicine. This is just to let you know I've given out the rest of that you-know-what to the you-know-whos. Sorry for the secrecy. You never know who's reading these things. I appreciate you giving me the time of day. You risk your neck heading into that community centre. I'm grateful, but I'd also appreciate it if you never told another soul about our business. I like my job. I just like to keep it. That's nice. Other messages, we've got some from Junlei. Oh, these are the ones to Bhavati. Oh, that's cute, right? And then the next one, we're talking about all friends are pretty swell. Party tea, Bhavati. Damn you, insta spell check. Meet my wrench. Okay, let's have a look at the Hephaestus mining cartridge for the word weapon. So, result 1 from the site supervisor's personal logs. That captain sold Harris something called the Rearranger, then left before we discovered the damn thing doesn't work. Only thing it rearranged is the number of bits on Harris's cart. Looks like some strange tech or a weapon. Maybe a scientist can make something of it. And then from the site safety officer's incident report. Doc Caulfield couldn't save Lem. Now I gotta arrest Harris for his murder. Confiscated that weapon he used and stored it in Bertie's office for now. Figured the least the site supervisor can do is fill out the forms for whatever that damn thing is. Don't know how I'm gonna detain Harris. Not like we got prison cells on this rock. And then from the Barber's coronary inquest. So this is Lemuel's post-mortem, I guess. Contract term, 35 years, 2 months, 16 days, 5 hours, 33 minutes approximately. Cause of deceasement, blunt force trauma, weapon unknown. Took a great whack to the noggin, the facial area to be specific about it. It's all twisted up to, nose is 5 times too big, jaw is shrunk to almost nothing, teeth are all out of kilter. So I suppose that was true pre-deceasement. If the blow itself didn't kill him, there's no way he could have breathed with all that damage. Wow, the Rearranger rearranged his face. Okay. So we now have there is a science weapon on Scylla, and potentially there is more that we can find on Fallbrook. But I'm kind of tempted to go to Scylla and get that science weapon. It is a teeny bit off the beaten path, but weapons from the void, you know? Let's head across. Don't fly through the sun! Just around the edge of it.
Destination reached. Scylla.
Okay, laser shrink ray out. And we'll take in Ellie and the Vicar. It's going to be in the site supervisor's office, I think. Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. So the Scylla landing pad itself. Oh, there's outlaws. Okay, not a problem. It's got the standard terminal for summoning you.
No lines, and a whole lot of guns.
Do we have
love
low
this
gravity? Not really.
Can't walk 5 meters without stubbing your toe in a loose rock here.
Certainly looks to be interesting. Let's have a look at the map. It's a relatively small location. But who knows what we could find. Circus Time Freighter. Sounds like there's sprats about.
Quietly now.
And it looks like there's stuff to pick up around the edge. So we're going to have to do our normal exploring. Let's just make sure on the map. Yeah, this is the freighter. Well, nothing like a little bit of distraction. We can't actually go this way as much as I would like to. So I think we're going back in here and through, and then see if we can find a way in. That looks like some kind of loading dock. Seems to work. Okay, before we actually go there, got a vending machine around this corner. That's all right. Oh, this is like a dome that we're in. So that whole, all these things around the edge are what's providing the breathable air. Got mechanical sentries out here as well. Come back, you bastard. There we go. Got him. Yeah, I don't think we're really going to be able to do anything with the edge. Does it hurt if we step into it? Nope. But we can go through it and it hurts outside. Yeah, that's very painful outside. So let's not do that. I'm pretty certain we can't mine the crystals directly.
What was that? Incoming!
Shotgun at this range isn't going to be particularly helpful. This, on the other hand, will work.
Down they go!
Don't mind picking some of them off. Right, okay, plasma weakness. If we agree to take more damage from plasma, we get a perk point. I think that's worth it. Getting burned too many times has made you susceptible to plasma damage. So, this extra perk we're going to get. Let's have a look. extra damage per floor. That's kind of amusing. Extra carrying capacity is nice because that's going to reduce the amount of hassle we have. I think we'll probably go for the extra carrying capacity. Yeah. As far as bonus perks go, that's pretty cool. We need at least one more perk in order to get down here, so we'll probably go for the extra carrying capacity or the hoarder one. Both of those would be fine. Right, there are still guys over there. So let's help take them out. Can't really see that guy.
Take him down!
Take him down! What was that? What was that?
Yeah, the angle's not amazing, but it's also not bad. For long-range sniping, I am totally fine with it.
Well done. We're still alive.
Well, it's all a matter of picking your battles and your direction, Max. That's all it is. It's just about being smart with these things. Saw another sprat. Where'd it go? There it is.
Captain!
Yeah. Okay, with the guys on top having been eliminated, should be safe for us to go up. And just in case...
Outlaws. Dead ahead.
Here we go.
Let's sneak around a little bit. What is that? Is that a mine? Nope, it is a lootable. Rabid sprats, okay. Shotgun out then. Yeah, there's something over there that's still moving around.
So many dead, so few graves.
I mean, it was me that did most of these dead. Although it was the outlaws rather than the sublight thugs, but there was definitely something that went on here before I turned up and murdered everyone. Okay, I think we don't need to crouch and hide. I don't see much in the way of danger right now. Grab all of these bits. Loot the mechanical. I do want to be careful about that sprat. Don't want to get rabies. Space rabies from a sprat. That would be rather unfortunate. This whole freight is kind of interesting. Like, I wouldn't have expected there to be another way up here. It looks like it also goes outside. And up. There's the rabbit sprat. Right.
Take your best shot,
Our
asshole!
skills are unrivaled.
Down he goes. Combat drone, nothing on it, unfortunately. But a few spare supplies. Okay, let's go up and see what's up. Could also check inside here. Let's check inside here first. So it doesn't really look like there's anything of note unless this is usable. No. Okay. Up top then. Or at least up one level. Might be able to get up on the roof by going through that bit. But more interestingly, this seems to come through to a storage area. And something to pick. Weapon parts, cigarette lighter, tactical shotgun. Yeah, a few bits and bobs. Nothing really spectacular, but still nice to haves. All extra money anyway. Ow. That was unfortunate, but thankfully it'll heal up quickly. And we've got a little workbench up here, should we want it. Okay, I think that's probably everything on the freighter. So let's head back down and we'll maybe check if we can go round that side. Might mean going up. You're gonna let me back up, or are you gonna be weird about it? There we go. There's probably nothing, ow, specifically this way round, but seeing as we know you can connect up. Oh, I thought you were going to have to go outside the barrier to get around there. Okay. And there's no lower entry. Cool. So we've got two choices. We've got the weapon, or we have Duncan. Now, Duncan, I assume, is going to be on Fallbrook. So we'll stick with moving toward... Oh my god, look at that thing. A Mega Primal. We could definitely light it up from here.
Down.
Excellent hit.
Time to change weapon. He's so tiny.
Nice kill.
Okay, we've taken N-ray damage from these.
Oh, ah!
Nice one.
Is the other guy taken care of yet? No, he's behind there. There we go. Right, that's the pile from the big one.
For a vicar, you sure cruising.
Oh, another tossball card.
Look who's talking.
And an Inferno sign.
And thank the architect for that.
Right, let's put our skill point in. So I said we were going to boost our lockpicking. So we'll get that up to 60 raw. Hacking is okay at the moment. 2 additional points. Let's split in between Lie and Intimidate. And then over on the perks, yeah, even more carrying capacity. So current carrying capacity is 170. With the perk, it goes up to 250, so we get 40 per companion. That's going to significantly reduce the amount of time we spend going back and forth selling things. The sniping worked pretty well. Having enough time to put a bunch of rounds in the primals before they got close definitely helped. A little bit of parkour. Let's have a teeny scout around. So there's a combat drone over there. Not seeing much else in the way of danger. Combat drone has moved on. Should have shot it while it was visible. Well, while we're on our way over, let's have a look at this place. Nice mag pick. Great. We know that there are some places you can pick your way into without utilizing the special key cards for quests, but I wonder if that's the case for all of them, or if it's just ones that the game decides you're going to be able to do. Don't see anything on the upper floors of that. Okay, let's change to the shrink ray.
What a cozy little mining outpost. Deserted, but quaint.
I saw a combat drone
Had a
here.
bar. No wonder it's abandoned.
It's definitely not deserted. Oh, there is a workbench on the outside. Fine, we'll go up the ramp. There's the combat drone.
Try me?
Processing. You got him!
We've got some more
Show them how it's done!
mechanicals. That one's gone.
This is bad!
Quite a lot of armor. Don't worry, Ellie. You're fine. I just had to make sure that they were all dead before we go looting the place. And another vending machine. Cool. We actually blew the limbs clean off that thing. I guess we're going to have to head round the edge and step in if we want to loot. Ooh. So this is going to take lockpicking. Let's put on our lockpicking kit. So lockpicking is a stealth skill. That's all tech skills. I could have sworn I had a lockpick armor. Maybe I sold it. There is every chance I sold it. Yeah, those were all dialogue skills, which are not particularly useful to us. Okay, well, no matter. That's tech skills on you, and on the Vicar, that's reduced stealth skills, so that's actually counter to what we want. Okay, well, we'll just use the helmet then. It's enough to get our skill
You
level
got nimble
up
fingers,
where it
Captain.
doesn't cost us any mag picks, which is really what we needed. More mag picks. What's this? An impact hammer Mark II. Got some bits, armor parts, and more random supplies. Nothing spectacular in here, but that's okay. Not everything is going to be a super sharp, spangly new weapon. Do worry that there's going to be more things that we haven't found in this place. That looks like a safe over there. Well, here's the weapon. The Mandibular Rearranger. So it's a one-handed melee weapon. Let's have a look at it. So it's a science weapon. It's got lower DPS than the hammer, but it is one-handed. And it's a higher level. I wonder, like, whether it has a special effect or whether it's just, you know, color that it has. It looks strange. I feel like we need to test it out. Maybe not on the Vicar. What we need is a Sprat to try it out on. Okay, let's have a look at the terminal. Use of this terminal for leisure activity is a violation of employee indenture contract clause 227.1 time theft. Fines will be levied accordingly. Let's have a look at the messages. All messages sent and received by the by the terminal are property of Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Personal messages may be sent with supervisor's approval. Cost of personal messages will be deducted from your salary. So, preliminary survey results. We've completed our initial survey, and I have to admit that your hunch was right. I owe you lunch next time on Montero 1. We barely started our survey before we uncovered a mineral vein with high densities of yttrium and scandium. There's a limit to how much my team can extract in these pressure suits. Get us a terraformer and some prospecting mechanicals, and this little venture of ours is going to make us all rich. I hope the weather on Terra 1 isn't getting you down. I hear our permanent facility on Hephaestus is almost ready for habitation. And then, report for day 127. Thanks for rushing us that replacement part, Linda. My team got the former repaired and is busy churning out O2 again. Did you have to send one loaded with seed stock? Damn grasses are triggering my allergies. Oh, of course, if it's an O2 production, then it's going to need greenery in it. Survey efforts continue. That initial vein ran dry quicker than we hoped, but we're getting promising results from other locations. Density of scandium lower than first sight, but yttrium is still at respectable levels. We had a board team out here last week scanning for signals from the Hope. We could all guess the results from how unhappy they've looked. Been 3 years since the board classified the ship as missing. You'd think we'd be over it by now. And then day 268. Congratulations on your promotion! Youngest full VP in company history. Just promise me you won't promote that drillbit Needham to replace you. Bad news, Lynn. All the sites with the Former's Dome within the Former's Dome have run dry. The mechanicals are bringing back good samples from beyond the retention field. I'll be sending you a requisition for a hauler to relocate the terraformer closer to the new sites. My team heard you'd arranged for some circus time travelling show to stop at our base. That was a big boost to morale. Can't wait for some entertainment out here. And then denial of site relocation. Thackeray, your request for site relocation on that useless rock is denied. You've had over a year to generate a profit. If you haven't done it by now, it's not going to happen. And Evers is too busy to hide your incompetence. I don't want to hear any of your absurd excuses either. The terraformer failure was bad enough. But this drivel about primals running loose and damaging your equipment is the limit. The utter limit, do you hear? Operations at your site are terminated effective immediately. I've got a new site in mind for you. One of the rocks orbiting Hephaestus. Temperatures are a cool 170 degrees centigrade. You'll love it. Yeah. Okay, and then in the logs. All logs written and stored in the terminal are property of Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Employee logs are subject to review by management and security at any time without prior notice. So, happy birthday, Julia. A visiting board team reminded me of the date. We should be celebrating your 42nd birthday today. I try and get you drunk with the latest Riz's concoction. You turn up your nose and say it's nowhere near as good as an earth wine. I don't know where you are, big sis. It's been 13 years since you entered hibernation, since the Hope started its journey. I don't know what happened, why you never got here. If the architect is kind, you didn't suffer. I think about you all the time. Every time one of the big interstellar conveyors blazes past, I look up and hope. Hope. Whoever named that damn ship should take a walk in the ether. I'm so sorry. I never should have convinced you to sign the indenture contract and join me on Halcyon. I never stopped thinking about you, Jules. Please forgive me. And reminder, ask about Sublight. Ask Linda for info on this Sublight company. That freighter captain claimed to work for them. Very strange ship, no corporate branding or colours. Captain didn't wear an approved uniform. Dealing with him left me feeling out of sorts. Had some interesting items for sale, though. Can't shake the feeling that they fell off the back of a conveyor. That captain sold Harris something called the Rearranger, then left before we discovered the damn thing doesn't work. Only thing it rearranged is the number of bits on Harris's cart. Looks like some strange tech. Maybe a scientist can make something of it. So that's the thing that brought us here. Okay, well, with that, I think we're pretty much out of time for this episode. We've got a few more places to explore at this mining colony before we move on, but that will have to be next time. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of The Outer Worlds. See you soon.